What's going on, gamers? We got a salt farming video here, but also stuff to talk about when it regards Xbox Helix. As you see my headline here, won't have Steam. Microsoft is afraid of Steam store. There's an Xbox fanboy that obviously could not handle certain situations. Actually, there's a couple, and they're kind of like butthurt because Microsoft is afraid of the Steam store. Otherwise, why would this be brought up? Everybody knows how good Steam is. As a matter of fact, they used to do Steam OS test before the ROG Ally came out. Microsoft got so insecure that they knew how much they needed to improve Windows so that they could make the Windows game compatibility be better optimized to give you better FPS. Steam was embarrassing it. Do we remember those tests? So yeah, these Xbox fanboys don't know what they're talking about. Steam was always a threat to the Xbox store and the Windows store because it was garbage for a while. Now it's a lot better. So let's get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. Here we go. Now, a funny comment is by Johnny Jets right here, which I think is absolutely hilarious because he's correct. And I remember because I used to do content about that, and that's exactly correct. And this is saying this. Xbox fanboys, I'm gonna give him a like, told me they won't have to pay to play online with the Helix because it's going to be a PC hybrid. Oh, wait. Yeah. Remember, there wasn't going to be no paywall and blah, blah, this and that. We're going to get all the PlayStation games. And it's like, I was a part of that, I remember. And it was like, no, none of this is true. That's when Phil Spencer was still there. And they were bragging about Steam and how it was going to do everything. And now all of a sudden, that's not happening. But yeah, let's go down and start with William Copeland. As we know, he likes to cope a lot on this channel. But hey, man, I'm still glad to have you here. Welcome, man. Keep leaving comments. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, let's enjoy the content, right? He says, this clown, you're a clown, not me. You're in Copeland, Xbox Copeland, right? This clown is at it yet again. What did I do wrong? Now Microsoft is afraid of the Steam store. This is what I said. And he says, ha, 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 what a joke. No, the joke is that nobody's afraid of the Microsoft store. Ooh, man, who will be threatened by a Microsoft store? Microsoft coming into the PC world with Xbox now. Who cares? I remember what Alex Battaglia said on Digital Foundry one time. He was like, Xbox is so pathetic. I just believe one day it'll just become an icon on my PC that will just disappear forever. And I was like, damn, that's a burn. And then I remember John was like, oh, it's a bit much, Alex. And everybody was laughing in the background because Xbox is not a threat, right? Steam store is such a threat because everybody has their library on there. Peanut brain, let me help you out here, bird brain. That when Microsoft was putting all their games on PC, day one on Steam, everybody was buying their Xbox games on Steam. Because everybody's attached to their profile. Phil Spencer told you this years ago. That digital library carryover, it's hard to move people from that. So what you got to do is, since you can't have them come to you, you have to go to them. Which is why he wanted to put the publishing aspect on multiple platforms because nobody is buying games on the Xbox world anymore. Game Pass tanked it, and you weren't buying games even before that. And Game Pass just made it significantly worse and just killed the entire market. So why is your store so just empty? Well, Microsoft did that. Plus, ain't nobody going to the Windows store and to buy anything over Steam. Everybody's going to Steam. So they're threatened by that, right? So the thing here is that there's a big hiccup on the Xbox Helix. It's what I like to call development hell. Where they thought they had a certain direction for it, but now they even stopped to say, man, it's too expensive. Now I don't know if I want the Steam store on there, and I think I want to try exclusives. Like, they don't even know what they want to do with it, right? The RAM component cost was ×5. They said that was going up. So looking at all these factors, how am I going to make the Xbox Helix successful? Microsoft is thinking. I'm just going to tell you it's not going to be successful. But then it takes nobody to be too intelligent to figure that out. But in the Xbox world, I think they're going to need a lot more intelligence than what they have, if they have any, right? I kind of feel like sometimes they're bankrupt on that. So yeah, what a joke. Yeah, that's what the Xbox is, bro. That's what Halo is. Look at it. It's trash. 20-something thousand people hit Steam. And I was reading the percentages. Only like 1 or 2% of the PlayStation community is playing Halo. Looks like things are not working, huh? And everybody's on Game Pass playing it on Xbox because nobody buy games. And they didn't have multiplayer. So what a joke Xbox is now, right? And this post right here. You're the clown because you're coming in here trying to act like and put on a mirage that Microsoft is not afraid of the Steam store. That's the point of this video. Helix won't have Steam. Why? Because it threatens you. You're afraid of it. Microsoft is afraid of the Steam store. Everybody knows this. You're the clown, not me, right? Sit down, Xbot. Yeah. Keep commenting, though. This guy says, so Xbox Fanboy was hyped up Steam for Xbox when it's not happening. This guy says, Xbox, it's over. Just pack it in. We got an interesting comment to get to, too. But let's go ahead and get to the special ed comment of the video right here. Kyle, he comes in here all the time, and I have to laugh because some of his posts never have any, like, grammar in it. No commas, no nothing. Just straight up. He'll do a whole paragraph down the line to slurp from Microsoft, which is actually funny. So Kyle, he says, how about this PlayStation fanboy? I'm not a PlayStation fanboy. I love Nintendo the most, but I've gamed on all consoles. Not a PlayStation fanboy, but I enjoy PlayStation. So you're wrong about that. But this is what he wants to see because he was okay when I used to slam Sony and I was supporting Xbox and I was being an equalizer. Never said I was going to stay there. I could have Xbox tattooed on my brain in a loser dead world. No thanks. And Microsoft spitting in your face 24/7. No thanks. So how about this PlayStation fanboy? Okay, Xbot gets upset. What am I upset about? It seems like you're the one that's upset. Why would I get upset? I'm not getting an Xbox Helix. I don't need it. I could just play Steam on an Apple laptop, on a Windows. It doesn't really matter. What do I need to get upset for? The one who keeps on getting upset is you butthurt Xbox fanboys. And your freaking loony cult that can't handle any sense of truth. Gets upset. So funny because to cover up Sony's mistakes, why would I cover up Sony's mistakes? I made tons of videos about PlayStation physical disc ownership ending. I've made tons of videos on that. You ain't just seeing straight Xbox on my page. So what are you talking about? You might want to go look at one-dimensional pages that never have anything on Xbox content creators, Xbox fanboys, and the ridiculous behavior of over toxic positivity at the lowest spectrum of intelligence. It's like, I wouldn't even say intelligence, it's just like, what are we doing here? Where's the criticism? Where is the criticization at? I can't even say that right now, but where is the constructive criticism? You know what I mean? It's like, if you want a company to improve, you need to criticize them. You need constructive criticism. And they're like, okay, we get it. Now we need feedback. And we're getting that from you, so we're going to make improvements. But the Xbox world is just straight. You can't say nothing negative because they're dumb and polarized. And like I said, toxically blind. And you have to make it look good, even when it is the worst thing in the gaming community. Kyle's a certain example of this. He's imagining that I'm getting upset, which is actually funny when he's the one that's upset because he can't stand, like the lamester fraud, that I'm doing Xbox content and I'm criticizing Microsoft heavy and I'm showing you all the weaknesses consistently because all they do is glaze. They're all a bunch of frauds. They're some of the worst content creators on YouTube. They're trash. I can't even consider them a real content creator. They're so dumb. Because it's just consistent brainwashing and glazing and trying to cover up Xbox failures. This dude is going to literally try to speak from a position that he shouldn't be speaking from. Because in the Xbox world, you are the absolute worst historically by millions of miles when it comes to covering up failures. All you do is fail. Everything has failed in your world. And the last thing left is publishing. And Microsoft is on the way to killing that. And you're going to talk about covering up mistakes. Please never say that again. Just to bash Xbox. Enjoy digital future with nobody on. Tony, sit down. Nobody on. You want to try to use my statement? I made that cool. You want to talk about a digital future? Your world is worse. You couldn't even access your games when Xbox was down for 20 hours. Even physical discs were being affected, you moron. How are you? How you guys is... That's using pea brains, bro. It's like it's really bad. You want to talk about a digital future? 70-something% of your damn hardware sales are Series S. That's a diskless console. And you get on Rent Pass 24/7 in the cloud. And everything across multiple devices with nothing physical on it. You don't buy any games because Game Pass killed your market. You want to talk about a digital future? You've been in it. They tried to put you in one in 2013. We had a 24-hour lockdown. You really are all kinds of slow. You could play your digital games offline on PlayStation and your physical games. But Microsoft had it to where they messed up so bad, your licenses is even outside of their jurisdiction. It was outside of the Xbox. They let you know that, the CTO. So what are you talking about? You've been in that digital future where you can't even enjoy it when it's offline. Pathetic. Way worse than PlayStation. Man, you look dumb, don't you? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and this guy says, yeah, they're trying to find any false Xbox news to cover up PlayStation. False Xbox, right? This is the same people every single time. The same people that come to my page every single time. It's like the same circling clown show. There's a lot of obviously people coming, but I'm just saying, I always notice the same people coming to defend Microsoft and just want to slurp up Microsoft's balls in their mouth. Toxic Adventure says, you know, Xbox are even more digital than PlayStation and Steam. Yeah, you think so? Yeah, like I said, your most sold hardware is a diskless hardware. Most sold PlayStation is actually disc model. Nintendo been preserving physical. I wonder, man, are they even good at like making comments? Because it doesn't make any sense. Gotta Slap says all of them are digital, bro. There isn't no more digital than solely Pony Logic. No, bro, the Xbox world was all about Game Pass and Series S, cheap entry. There literally was a diskless model support and going on a renting service, which is actually now becoming huge in front of you. Microsoft has been pushing it the entire generation, and they pushed it the last generation. Don't be a fraud. Can you put everything on PC too, Game Pass and everything on that? That's all diskless. That's not what Sony was doing. Sony's not going to start that till 2028, but Microsoft has been doing this consistently day by day for years. I don't know how many times we need to go through that. So enough with that. Player says Xbox lasers use the possibility of Helix having Steam to console war, but now it might not happen. How will they try to spin it and say they never wanted it and they don't care? They're a bunch of frauds. All they do is flip-flop like this 24/7. Oh, I don't know. Exclusives are bad. Exclusives are anti-consumer. Steam is coming. I'm going to get all your PlayStation games. Now Sony removes all their games. Oh, I want exclusives like Sony. A bunch of hypocrites. They're fake. I tell you the fakest gaming aspect in the industry. They should not even be a part of the gaming industry anymore. They're such frauds. They don't add any positivity to it. They don't help out. It's like all they do is harass PlayStation content creators, Nintendo content creators, and people on PC too. But they never do anything to criticize anything in the Xbox world. That's what you call, and they need the most critical analysis and constructive criticism. But that's what you call fake grifters. They're all okay with those failures. But they want to go somewhere. It's like, what you going over to PlayStation for? They're stomping you in the ground. What you going to Nintendo for? You got stomped in the ground. What you going to Steam for? You got stomped in the ground. You can't beat anyone. You're last place in everything, but you still think you want to come over to the PlayStation world. Well, that's why Microsoft put Call of Duty over there, so 7 million. That's why Microsoft put all their games over there, because that's a winning market. Your market is a loser market, and you're a loser. You can't be in a world on your own and stand up and do it on your own. Microsoft needs the needle and the arm from PlayStation and from Nintendo and from Steam consistently. So while you're losing so bad, why are you looking somewhere else? How about self-improvement? You Xbox fanboys, go ahead and criticize the side that you're on so that it can improve. But of course, your pea-brains are so bad, you want to try to damage control so bad. You wish you had PlayStation hardware sales. You wish you had PlayStation exclusives. You wish you had Nintendo software sales. You wish you had the success of those stores, that you could stand on your own and put your games on PC and still... What they made 1.5 billion, PlayStation did, but it didn't kill PlayStation. You wish you wouldn't have had day one on Game Pass. Oh, never mind. No, yeah, you do. You like that, even though it destroyed everything. But you wish you had PlayStation success. You wish you had Nintendo success. Stop acting like you don't. Let's put these Xbox fanboys in their place. Some funny stuff right here. All right. He says it will have Steam. It's a PC. It would be very difficult to keep Steam from working on what it's meant to run on. That's what I'm saying. But, you know, Microsoft likes to flip-flop a lot, right? Right? This guy says you lie too much, A&G. Lying about what? Well, you see what I mean? Who? Tell me where I'm lying at. Here goes right here. Fanboy logic so that they can finish glaze PlayStation. You mean finish glazing PlayStation? Xbox has Steam, it's going to fail. Xbox without Steam is going to fail. That's right, it is going to fail no matter what. You're absolutely right. And that's the writing on the wall. It's pretty obvious. So what are you talking about? No matter what, Xbox hardware is done. Everybody knows it. It's cooked. They can try whatever they want, but ain't nobody buying Xbox hardware. I'm telling you, it's finished. And they know that too. That's why I said, go and be a third-party publisher. Right? So, here goes this guy again. They're trying so hard to take the heat off Sony, of Sony. 2% of users without a console. So like 2% of the 100 people who own an Ally Series XX and don't have PlayStation or Xbox, such a non-story. Steam is on the Ally. You can import Steam games into the Xbox app on PC. All of the Xbox games are on Steam. So yeah, it might not be on Helix, but it 100% won't be on PlayStation 6. What are you talking about? You know what else won't be on PlayStation 6? Physical games. And you think the Helix is not going to be? And even if it is, it still wouldn't matter. But I'm trying to figure it out. Here comes another Xbox fanboy. Steam will destroy their own store. It was never going to work. Yeah. But like I said, take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. You should just not limit people because they would rather just go get a PC and have Steam and have the option to do Xbox if they wanted to. I already said this before. There's no escaping this. And here comes this guy. Stop. Sony's not going to pay you. Whoever said Sony was paying me to do this? You know what I find funny? That when I come and say what I want to say about Xbox, they bring up PlayStation. I like to address things independently. If I'm going to Xbox, it's because it's an Xbox-related problem. If PlayStation is involved in a similar problem with it, they'll be included in it. But I don't need Sony to pay me to do anything. What do you mean Sony's not going to do? This right here is funny. But once again, you guys are getting the idea here. Xbox fanboys cannot handle any sense of fact or relevancy. I'm not the one that brought it up. Jess is the one that shared this with you. He didn't say that it was 100% in place, but I was just talking about what would happen if this ended up happening. Xbox Helix won't have Steam. Microsoft is afraid of the Steam store. Right? I'm not going to put Xbox Helix may not have Steam. That's not really a good headline. So right there is pretty much everything you need to see. Why, if that is true, would Microsoft not be afraid of the Steam store? This is what I don't understand why he's going to sit here and call me a clown, but he's the one that's actually a clown, not accepting the obvious reality. So become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you guys think about this. As usual, keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on or what Microsoft's afraid of, the Steam Store app. Yeah. Later.